Welcome back. In this video, we'll get the data from Firebase and display them into the recycler view of our application. So here I need to get a database reference and Firebase database. And this is what we learned before. And in the onCreate method, we need to initialize these objects. Database equals to Firebase database.get instance. And here the reference, database reference equals to database.get reference. Here I need to specify the reference, the node. Let's go to the console of Firebase, and this is our real-time database. I'll click here on this plus sign and I'll add a node called users. Don't specify a value here. Just click this plus sign to create nested key value pairs. Here I'll specify a user number 1. Again, guys, don't specify any value. Click plus sign, and here the key value pairs that I'll mention for every user. Please pay attention. I'm getting custom objects from the Firebase. They should match my model class. Otherwise, I'll need to use JSON or Mochi. These are JSON converters and used for serialization and deserialization. And I talked about these in the previous sections and especially in the retrofit plus MVVM section. But in order to make everything simple and run smoothly, I'll copy the fields and paste here in the key. Here I'll specify the first name would be Jack. Hit enter and you can see the username of the first user 1 inside the users node is Jack. And here I need to add the second key, which is the phone number. Copy it and paste it. The value would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hit enter. You can see the user 1 has 2 fields, phone number and username. Again, guys, I'll press this plus sign, copy the group user and paste it here and friends. This is the first user. I'll create another user. So I'll go up in the users node, user number 2. Don't press add, press the plus sign to create nested things. Again, guys, you should specify exactly the same keys for all the users in order to get them correctly when fetching in Android applications. So again, guys, for every item, you should specify the username exactly and phone number exactly like this and the group user exactly like this. The username number 2 is Ali. I click add and here in the user number 2, I'll create phone number. The value would be 88776655. Enter. And the group user, again, guys, it's case sensitive. This is from the work, the group user work. I'll add another user. Our database contains one node called users, and inside this node we have 3 nested nodes, user 1, user 2, and user 3, and key value pairs, 3 key value pairs for each user. Please, guys, pay attention. These keys must match all the users, all the nodes, in order to fetch them correctly in Android Studio. Now let's move to the main activity. And here I need to specify this node, users, and please pay attention, it's case sensitive. And here I scroll down, and before notifying dataset changed, I need to fetch the data from Firebase into RecyclerView. So please pay attention. I'll use database reference dot add value event listener, new value event listener. Add value event listener is a method used to attach an event listener to a specific location in the database. This event listener monitors changes at the specified database reference. In this case, it's at the user's node and allows you to respond to those changes in real time. It's a fundamental mechanism for building real-time applications with Firebase. And to listen for changes at the specified location, you call the addValueEventListener method on the database reference and pass in an instance of ValueEventListener. The ValueEventListener is an interface with two key callback methods, onDataChange and onCancel. onDataChange, this method is called when the data at the specified location changes. The DataSnapshot parameter contains a snapshot of the data at the location. onCancel, this is a method called if there is an error while trying to read from the database, and you can use this method to handle database errors. We are interested in the onDataChanged method. Here we need to get the data and get the list of users in the database. So for that, I'll use a for each loop, data snapshot object, and here I name it as data snapshot object. And to get the data from here, we need to use snapshot.getChildren. This is a for each loop. Is commonly used in Firebase Realtime Database to iterate through the child nodes or children of a specific snapshot. Snapshot in Firebase Realtime Database represent a specific point in the database at a particular location. It contains the data and structure of the database at the location at the moment the snapshot was created. GetChildren method is used and called on a data snapshot object and returns an iterable interface containing all immediate child nodes of that snapshot. And the for loop in your code here iterates through these child nodes one by one. For each child node, the data snapshot variable represents the current child node within the loop iteration. Then I need to display and get the items from the data snapshot object that we created here. And here I need to start by creating an object user equal data snapshot dot get value. And what is the type of the value that we are getting? It's of type user class. So here I need to specify user dot class. Make sure, guys, that you include a no arguments constructor in your model class in order to use it with Firebase's list users.add this user. For every user inside this snapshot, go and add it to the users array list in our main activity. Then I need to use this notify data set to changed code. Go up and after the loop, notify the data set to changed.